A Tawaki penguin from New Zealand that washed up in Victoria exhausted, dehydrated and starving has been released into the wild after weeks of TLC from wildlife carer Tracey Wilson.
They only breed in New Zealand. One of their breeding sites is Milford Sound. So this is why we go to extreme lengths, building them caves that, you know, they can hide in, because they actually breed in the forests.
Tracey ended up with 2 Tawaki penguins in her care, and when they arrived at Mosswood Wildlife Rescue, they were hungry, weak, barely moving. One penguin is still yet to stand on his own 2 feet.
I think that's enough. The first one came in on the 16th of July, and he was very weak when he came in. And when they first come in, they're really dehydrated and we have to tube them fluids. But this penguin has finally graduated to pieces of fish.
These Tawaki were not alone. There's been a spate of fjordland penguins being washed ashore in South Australia, Western Australia and Victoria.
Yeah, to have so many. I know of 5 from our area, dead and alive. And I know Marine Response has had several, and it's really unusual.
Researchers say it's a sign of a hard winter, with fewer fish to catch.
The change in the water pattern has moved the fish to different areas, and it's just not the fish where the Tawakis are used to feeding. So they do fish in our areas, but they don't come ashore. It's not something that they do.
So I'm going to take him up and give him a bit of a float in one of the smaller pools up the top. Just stimulates them to preen. So, and they need to preen because that's all part of keeping their feathers healthy. And it's hard for him to preen because he can't stand up yet.
This is just doing what they would normally do slowly. It's therapy. Yeah, this is therapy. So if it was you or I'd had a really bad accident and we'd been lying in a hospital bed for ages, this is the start of getting us back on our feet, getting us moving. The reason he's so weak is because he hasn't found enough fish.
While that Tawaki penguin is still struggling to find its feet, its roommate at Mosswood Wildlife has been nursed back to health and is ready to fly the coop.
So the first Tawaki came in quite a long time ago, so he's been in rehab for ages, so he's pretty close to going. His behaviour is starting to show that he just wants to go. So as soon as the weather's right, on probably Monday morning, fingers crossed, I hope I haven't jinxed us, we'll try for release.
Release days are bittersweet for rescuer Tracey Wilson because she never gets to find out if the penguins made it home.
I'm fairly unbearable on release day because I'm so stressed.
Serious stress that it all goes to plan, that the ocean's right, that the weather's right, that it's not too windy, that, there's no dogs on the beach, there's no people on the beach, all those myriad of things. And I never even put a bottle of champagne in the fridge because I'm really superstitious.
It's, like you've got an animal that would have died if you hadn't intervened to an animal that was fit for release. So that's a good feeling. Awesome to know. It'd be fabulous to have someone doing research back in New Zealand saying, hey, I had a bird here who's screaming that he came from your place. I guess that's not going to happen. But bittersweet. I lie awake at night thinking, I hope he's getting food, I hope he's not starving, I hope he hasn't been eaten by a shark, all those things you think about.
They are a rare bird. Populations are estimated to be less than 7,000.
They are awesome, and yes, I believe caring for any wildlife is a privilege, but being able to do these guys is super special. They are my fun place. I mean, they're inquisitive, they're interesting. They do things that is a signal, like right flipper out pretty much means bugger off. Out of my space, please, thank you very much, but you can now leave. Their expressions, everything about them I find absolutely fascinating.
The Tawaki has thousands of kilometres to swim in the vast ocean, and we'll never know if he made it, but he certainly was given the best shot at life.